Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Rotor Talk Live, Season 4, Episode 2, Drone Updates from CES 2021. How is everyone doing this evening? Thank you for joining me at this earlier time. Reason I'm on earlier is I have an incredible toothache, and I am in quite a bit of pain right now. So hopefully, I have a dentist appointment tomorrow at noon. Hopefully, I think I need to have a tooth pulled. So hopefully we'll get that taken care of. So hope everybody's well. It's been a kind of a tumultuous week for us. We had to, my ex-father-in-law passed away, and there was a lot of family stuff going on with that. And it's just been kind of crazy. It's just been absolutely kind of crazy. John Olson, welcome. Jay Bird, welcome. Thank you guys for showing up tonight. I'm going to focus mostly on CES 2021 tonight, and got a lot to talk about, actually. One of the things this year, DumbTube, welcome. I haven't seen you for a while, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Aiken Drone Flyer, hey, how are you? Glad to see you tonight. CES 2021 is quite different this year. It's virtual and it's online. And, I kind of thought, they'd cut you a break price-wise. Not so much. So I'm not, quote-unquote, attending. But there are a lot of people that are watching during the day, and we do have quite a bit of information to pass on. But the first thing that I wanted to share with you tonight was actually a leak. Now, it was leaked by the infamous Acetalev, but it's actually out on the DJI store, but not in the United States. Okay. Now, Bill, what are you talking about? What is it? The Mavic 3? No, it's not the Mavic 3. Everybody thought that with CES, we'll get into this here in a minute. Now, the DJI FPV goggles are now on DJI China online store, specs, price, and more. We'll go through some of this here. The DJI goggles are priced FPV Goggles V2 CN399999, which is roughly $769 US. Okay, so there you have a rough idea on price. A V2 power cable, dual band antenna ×4, a headband, a USB-C data cable, and a drawstring bag. Specifications. And I'll drop a link to this in the description so you guys can read that. It weighs 420 grams, 144 hertz refresh rate, and a 2.4 to 51.8 gigahertz frequency. Functions in batteries, goggles, RC. So yeah, and there's a little video. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'll shoot that, and I'll drop this in the comments right now. How about I do that so you guys can have that right away? But yeah, that was a piece of information, and actually kind of surprised me that it got out onto the store. I was kind of surprised about that. Steve Mack, welcome. John's here. Okay, yeah, already. Okay. Let's go ahead and drop that there for you. Ted Bowman, welcome, Ted. Nice to see you tonight. Thanks for showing up. Okay, so that's what we got with as far as that's concerned. So it's always you figure some of the constants at CES. You figure Autel will be there. You figure Skydio will be there because they've made a big name. You figure DJI will be there. Maybe Parrot, sometimes not. Unique, sometimes maybe yes, maybe no, and some other smaller drone companies. Now, you won't see companies there like Banggood or Hubsan because it does cost. It costs, I think, it's $120,000 a booth, as I remember it. So, it is kind of pricey as far as that's concerned. So, I don't think Hubsan. You're going to see Hubsan, Fimi, drone manufacturers like that. You're not going to see that out there. You might see X Dynamics out there, but that's your other drone companies are probably going to be the more engineering, technical type of drones. You probably, definitely not consumer oriented kind of a thing. So one of the things that was very interesting here was there's a noticeable absence from CES this year. And the noticeable absence, let's go ahead and put this up on the screen here, is DJI. DJI is not there this year. It's like, okay, you know, you can pretty much count on you know, as one of the ones you could count on being there, and they're not there this year. Now, this is a picture, obviously, from CES from last year. There's Brendan Schulman over there. And this article's from Drone DJ, so you guys can go ahead and take a look at that. Now, I'm going to go ahead and share with you. It says, a DJI employee just told us the drone maker decided not to exhibit at this year's CES because of the uncertainty around the pandemic, as well as the expense of exhibiting there. Okay, wow. All right. Well, couple of comments on that. First thing I'm going to say, all right, number one, okay, pandemic, I'll buy that, okay? I understand that. But this is a virtual event. So because it's a virtual event, you're not exposing anybody. You're not having any kind of issues as far as that's concerned. Edward, welcome. Thanks for joining tonight. Okay, so you're not exposing anybody to anything with that, okay? So, you know, that's number one right there. Too expensive. I'm sorry. You're the largest manufacturer of drones in the world, at least consumer-wise, okay? And you do pretty good in the business sector too. And you're not there because it's too expensive, okay? Wow. I'm sorry. I'm not buying that. I'm just going to be upfront, all right? It's just, it just doesn't make sense, okay? Yeah, I agree, Ted. You know, what can I say? You know, now a lot of people thought, and that's a reason I led with the goggles, that we were going to see the DJI FPV here this year. Well, no such luck. It didn't pan out, and it didn't pan out because of the reasons that they stated, which I personally, I don't think so. Now, you know, I don't discuss politics on the channel at all. We don't go there as far as politics are concerned. However, what I do want to say is this. I think because there's a lot of stuff going on between the United States and China right now, they probably, I think that may be the real reason they opted out of CES this year. Not because it's, you know, CES would have been based in Vegas, but not because of that, but because there's a lot of tension going on between, you know, the governments right now. And, you know, there is some issues with exporting technology that the U.S. has banned, and there's some things going on there. So, and that's all I'm going to say politically. So I think that probably has more to do with this than anything else. I think what DJI is telling you is just a PC way of saying what I just said. Okay. So that's what I think. That's why I think we're there. Joe L. Watkins, welcome. So that's what we got for DJI. Disappointing, yes, but realistically, they probably didn't have, I think, okay, and as I think about this some more while I'm talking here and while I'm in a lot of pain right here, while I'm thinking about it, a lot of it could have to be they just don't have anything right now, okay? Realistically, they don't, because you're not going to see, besides the FPV, you're not going to see the Mavic 3 until late summer, like I'm going to say July, August, September kind of time frame. You're not going to see that till then, okay? They wanted to wait until remote ID came out, that the FAA had that out there, and they do. How many are going to buy the new Sony drone? We're going to talk about that in a minute, John. So I don't think, you know, like I said, I don't think they had a lot. I think that probably played into it more than what they stated on there. I think they don't have anything. And excuse me, how do you say we don't have anything to show you guys this year, kind of a thing. So, you know, I'm just, I don't know. So, but yeah, I think that's where that's going. As far as that's concerned. Now, one of the companies that did make it there this year was Autel, and let me go ahead and pull up some information here. Now, there's a couple of things with Autel. Now, first of all, they put out new year, new products. Okay, join us at CES 2021 for the full unveiling. Well, nothing's been unveiled yet. I mean, well, there has been something, but it's not really a product. So stay tuned for that. I'll have an update next week on that for you guys. You know, I have no idea what they're coming up with. You know, there was a rumor going around that they were doing an Autel Evo Mini. Okay, I'd heard some talk about that, but I don't know. I haven't heard a whole lot. My ear hasn't been to the ground with Autel a lot. Autel keeps a lot of things to the vest. They're very close, and I'm sure Original Dobo would be putting, you know, his ear would be to the ground. He would know about these kinds of things. So maybe there is something in the works for it. I don't know, but that's where we're at with that. The other thing that I wanted to share with you, Autel partners with UAS Sidekick to make LAANC available in app. Okay. You know, that's getting permission to be able to fly in a 5-mile radius in an airport. So, you know, that's good news. I mean, you know, that's something that was definitely done. Drone Shots, welcome. Good to see you tonight, my friend. Hemtech, welcome. Glad to see you here. Ed W. DJI doesn't usually introduce their products at events separately from conferences like CES. Yeah, that's true. I agree. But usually they have a presence there. They haven't, ever since I've been following drones, they've always been at CES. They're known to skip some other things, but they've always been at CES, even though they don't have a product to introduce. So, but I think a lot of it had to do with the combination of things, like I said, with an out of product introduced. And there's some tensions going on between the United States and China right now. I think that kind of plays into it. Plus, you know, with as far as drones are concerned, the Mavic 3 is not coming out until, like I said, late summer, early fall. So, and that's what you have. That's the update from Autel as far as that's concerned. Now, the big news that we're getting from excuse me, the big news that we're getting is that Sony announced its Airpeak. Now, most of us thought that the Airpeak was going to be a selfie drone and, you know, be able to take some nice pictures, probably, you know, another kind of Skydio, and would have a good camera. We couldn't have been more wrong. Okay. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. Let me go ahead and get this up here. Now, I'd love to play the video for you, but YouTube's been censor happy, so I'm not gonna give them a reason to do anything as far as that's concerned. But you know, here's a picture here, and I thought I'm sharing. Where's my mouse at? Okay. Yeah, guys, that's not a selfie drone. Okay. And the legs are tracked on it, which is very interesting. And that's a Sony Alpha 7, I believe. It's a Sony Alpha 7S. There's 2 batteries in it, 2 SSD slots, dual remote, 360 visual detection system and obstacle avoidance, Gremsy stabilizer, whatever that is, 360 gimbal rotation, 2-axis stabilized FPV camera for the pilot, GPS stabilized flight, return to home function, multiple speed modes, flight time calculation and battery percentage, programmable fly path, retractable landing gear, iPad needed on the remote, detachable and retracting carbon fiber legs. It's a quadcopter. There's maybe a waypoint system. Price and the release date is going to be spring this year. Now here's a look at looking what it looks like, and that there's a look at, you can kind of take a peek at the remote. And here's some close-ups of it. And again, these are all out on Drone XL, and it's a full-on Sony camera inside there. That's just rather interesting. And here's a look at it in flight with the gear on its way up. And yeah, there's a video. Well, here's one with the gear all the way up right here. And again, I'm not going to play the video for you guys, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm expecting a price tag on this guy easily $5-6 grand. It's in Inspire 2 territory, guys. Get me, and is it under 250 grams? That's a good one. I can say for sure it's not. Okay. It's heavy. It's a beast. And it really looks like there's a challenger for the Inspire 2. I mean, it's very clear what Sony meant this for. And I mean, getting a great camera like that Sony Alpha 7S, I'm assuming it's a great camera. I'm not a camera aficionado. I don't know a whole lot. I have Sony TVs and I've sworn by them for years, but as far as cameras are concerned, yeah, and I have old Sony digital camera, but not a current one. But they make good products, and I would not doubt that that's an excellent combination right there. And being able to swap cameras out and something like that, that's incredible as well too. Like I said, I'm guessing 5, 6, maybe even $7,000 for something like this. It looks like it has the retractable legs on it, which is nice. It has a separate FPV system for the pilot. Obviously, 2 remotes, one for the pilot and one for the camera operator. 2 battery system on it. Probably has a good runtime on it as well. It's probably fast. If you watch the video, it shows that it was chasing a car, and that was almost carbon copy. If you look at the Inspire 2 promo video, that's the same thing that the Inspire 2 promo video does, is that it chases a car. So, that's really I think that's really kind of cool. And the video, I think that they did it over in a Nordic country. I'm not exactly sure where, during the winter. And looking at, I mean, it was great. I mean, it was the quality of the video. Of course, in a promo video, Sony's going to beef things up and everything. So what can I say? It's going to have a spring release, and like I said, guys, you'll probably be able to buy it if you want to, but you better save some serious coin for this. Okay. This is going to run, I'm going to say, like I said, my guess now, I'm going to say 7, knowing Sony, instead of 5 or 6, I'm going to say maybe 7, probably 8,000, could be even 9 with that camera on there. I think it's going to be set you back some serious coin here. Obviously, people are going to want to see more than just the video that we had here. It looks like it's going to, a great platform there, with the where the camera is situated in that gimbal. It's going to be 360. So you're going to get everything. It's 360 obstacle avoidance around here, which is great. It's going to have, I think, dual batteries on it as well. So it's probably going to have a great runtime. This is not going to be, this will be considered a prosumer drone. Okay. Meaning, it's more geared toward professionals than it is for hobbyists. I mean, but if you're a hobbyist that has a lot of coin, then go for it. Okay. If you're a hobbyist that doesn't have a lot of coin, well, you know what, just, probably go with your Mavic 2 because you'll get some pretty darn good video on it. What's the advantages of things like this? You have that 360 on there, which is fantastic. I mean, that's incredible. Again, it's like an Inspire 2 type of system where you have 2 controllers, one for the pilot and one for the camera operator. And, and that's a nice thing because the pilot can focus on flying and the camera operator can focus on getting the shots. And because, to do that as a pilot, yeah, it's easy to do on a Mavic 2 or a drone like that, but having a drone this big and having a separate FPV system and a camera system, it's good. The pilot can focus on flying and the camera operator can focus on getting the shot that they want to get. So, and that usually helps prevent a lot of accidents, a lot of problems, because with a drone that big, it's not easy to do both. Okay. I can tell you that. I've witnessed people flying Inspire 2s and Inspire 1s, and, they're not easy to fly. Okay. Especially Inspire 2s. And there's a lot to them. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot to this as well. So stay tuned. Probably spring. I'm going to guess March or so, probably, before we see this. Where is it going to be available? I'm going to say you're going to look at your big box stores. You're going to look at your Best Buy. You're going to look, Amazon would probably be a good choice. B&H Photo would probably be a good choice. Adorama is probably going to be a good choice. Those are probably going to be the places that you probably will see this sold at. you know, like I said, price wise, start saving some coin. Hopefully you get a good tax return back, because that's what it's going to take. Hollywood actually has better hex coppers. That's probably true, Hemtech. But you know, figuring what you can get. I mean, you know, you're not spending, you know, untold thousands of dollars for something like that. This is in a relatively, you know, affordable platform here. So who knows? Who knows? But you know, like I said, you know, this is coming out in the spring. We'll find out what's going on with that. So so stay tuned for something like that. That's going to be interesting. And it's going to be interesting to see how that pairs up in the market. I mean, you know, Sony does not. Okay. To me, Sony in a way is a lot like I'm trying to think of the right company here. They don't like to make, they like to come in and they like to hit home runs with their products, okay? They don't like to put something out that's a dud. And let me tell you this, I've owned three Sony big screen TVs, okay? Got one that's 10 years old. It still runs extremely well. It's a freaking heavy beast. It's a 50-inch and it's probably weighs about 100 pounds, but you know, it still has a great picture in it. I mean, it's probably on its last legs, and I'm probably gonna sell it for dirt cheap. So, so you know, Sony makes good products. Sony makes great quality, and I expect great quality out of this. It's interesting that you can use. There's going to be an option probably to buy other cameras for this. You know, I'm not that familiar with that. I imagine you probably can. It's probably adjustable inside the gimbal assembly where that is, and being able to put those cameras in there, and how all that works. If there's a cable that runs to control the camera, obviously there's got to be some kind of interface with that, maybe a plug-in for that camera. Maybe specifically that camera has a plug-in to be able to do that. I don't know how that's going to work. So it's going to be interesting. I'll wait for Quadcopter 101 to review the Sony drone before. That's a good one. That's a good one, Kim, man. I don't know. He probably have to sell a vehicle to maybe buy one of those. I think that's where that would be. Is Marcus going to get it? I don't know. You're probably going to have to ask him. I have no idea. I don't have that kind of coin to buy a drone like that. I'll tell you that right now. I'd be happy to test it. Now, I would suggest, you know, do what I did. You know, after I watched the video, you know, there was a link out there to get additional information to put your name in. And I did. I put my name and email address in and got all that in. So we can have some information. I can get some information when it's available on that. So would I love to? I'd absolutely love to fly something like that. See how that is. I mean, if Uncle Sam gave me a boatload of money back from my tax returns, which I doubt, but if he did, that would be a possibility. Of course, I'd probably have to sell every other drone that I have. And if I brought it in the house, or if this came to the house and Valerie found out how much it would be, you would be paying your respects to me. Okay, I would probably be 6 feet under the ground with something like that. But yeah, I would love to fly it. I really would. Jaybird, seriously, I'm thinking it's going to be at least 8, if not 9 right now. I know I've been jumping around with that, but the more I think about the quality of Sony, you know, my Sony TVs, you know, you can get like my big monitor here is a Samsung 43-inch, which is fantastic, and it's perfect because it has a great refresh rate, and it's ideal as a second monitor. I did look. They actually had CNET had some reviews on TVs like that. You know, Samsung TVs you can get relatively inexpensively. Sony TVs you're going to pay a premium for. I can tell you that right now. I was pleased from the get-go with the first Sony TV that I've gotten without any 15K. It could be Trey. I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be expensive. I can tell you that right now. I can absolutely tell you that right now. And it's going to set people back a lot. And with this whole thing about CES being virtual this year and everything, that's a good thing. I think they could have cut people a decent break on prices with something like this. I don't know. Of course, when they have these virtual events, they're during the week, and I work during the week. I'm not retired, so I would have to take time off to watch a virtual event. So I'm probably not going to do something like that as far as that's concerned. But it's a good thing that they had it this year, that they came through with it. Just an update. I haven't heard anything additional from Fimi as far as a Fimi Mini is concerned. So when and if I do, I will let you guys know that. I did go ahead and there were some updates for the Air 2. I hope you guys got that taken care of, got that updated. I got my Mini 2 updated. I've been between work and this, which has been going on for about a week. Seriously, when I'm done with work, I'm doing nothing, because this thing has been on a scale of 1 to 10. Right now it's kind of subdued, but on a scale of 1 to 10, it's probably been about an 18, 19, 20 on the pain scale. So yeah, I've been popping 3 Advil at a time, and I got some antibiotic to take. So, but hopefully, and I'm going to a new dentist tomorrow, of all things. Okay. My other dentist can't see people till like May. And I'm like, no. So I did some research and I found a good one. So, and this guy uses laughing gas. So I'm kind of hopeful that I can get this taken care of tomorrow, but tomorrow's afternoon is probably not going to be a real nice afternoon after having a tooth pulled. So yeah, so we're going there. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. I haven't heard anything else as far as any new releases for 2021 is concerned. Sony Fly More package. There you go. That's going to be, that's going to add another 5,000 onto that to get the Fly More package. I haven't heard anything else, nothing else going on right now. Just absolutely quiet. And I was kind of shocked that DJI didn't make it to CES 2021 this year. And we talked about that earlier, but with that digital FPV, everybody thought that was coming at FPV 2, that was coming out with the drone at CES 2021 this year, and it's not. So I would say look for a virtual, they do the famous virtual releases, I call them, which are really just, they'll give a date and time and a teaser, and then you take a look and boom, it's out on the website. And it's probably on the website. Here's a hint. It's probably on the website about 15 minutes before it actually goes live. So those of you who are interested, it's probably going to, my guess is it's probably going to be sometime within the next month. I don't see it going any longer than that as far as that's concerned. So, but yeah, I got some videos to catch up on. I want to get my Mini 2 out since the firmware update. I want to get my Air 2 out since the firmware update. I have not, like I said, I've not had opportunities between this wonderful thing going on and work right now. I've just been absolutely inundated. And then there was, my ex-father-in-law had passed away, and there was some things going on with that I had to address. And it's just not been a good time to fly drones. It really hasn't. Plus our weather has we're kind of going through our winter right now down in Florida. Our highs in the 60s during the day, and it's when 60s down here feel like 50s up north. It's kind of chilly. All right. And when you get down into the 40s here at night, it's more like down in the 30s, because that condensation and moisture in the air, it's just crazy. It is absolutely crazy. Stephen Ewing, welcome. Fimi Mini build. Yeah, I haven't heard anything else, Jaybird. Nothing else. Like I said, they talked about a prototype being ready in 2 months, and let's say end of February, beginning of March. My guess is maybe late April, early May. Banggood may be selling it, and there you go. There's our buddy Banggood again. Oh my. My travails with ordering that were incredible. And it was available on the USA store. I ordered it, and boom, it was here. Less than a week later, I got it. So yeah. And I'm sure it's going to be the same way. You need to jump on those as soon as they come out there. So I'll be interested to see what, if everything holds up from what we've seen as far as the specs are concerned. I think that's going to be real interesting there. It's a beautiful 30. Ah, there you go, Steve. Yeah, it's been not Florida-like weather. Let me put it to you that way. Okay, we could use a break, and it's just normally this time of year it's probably in the 70s. It's not. It's our high in the days have been in the 60s, and it's been noticeably chilly. I will definitely tell you that. How the heck are you going to haul that around to take videos on vacation? That's a good one. The Sony, yeah, that's that's not a drone to take on vacation. Okay, the Mini 2, the Air 2, the Mavic 2 Pro, those are drones to take on vacations. Okay, this Sony Airpeak, that's a drone that you transport by your truck or your SUV. Okay, because you're going to need a truck or an SUV to fit that thing. That thing is going to be in a huge case. It's going to be big. If you've ever seen an Inspire case, as far as that's concerned. So, like I said, I'm going to be I get this addressed and hopefully get some decent weather this weekend. I'll get out. I'll get a Mini 2 video out, update after the video. I'll get a Air 2 video out. Like I said, I've updated both. And I just need to get out there and fly them. Like I said, I have not had a chance between work and everything. Are you near where Marcus lives, Ted Ball? Yeah, he is actually, Jay Burt. He really is. Frank, welcome. Glad to see you here tonight. Ed King, welcome. Yeah, that's where I'm at for tonight as far as that's concerned. So, I wanted to get on a little early because I wasn't sure. My pain tolerance was my pain level had gone down considerably, so I decided to go ahead and get on right now. So I wanted to make sure that I was able to get a show out tonight. And I'm sorry for the late notice that I was coming on at 7:30 Eastern, but that's where it is. So that's where that's where things are right now. What do you use to edit videos? What program, Ed? I use there's Adobe Premiere is good, and I also use oh shoot, let me get the name of it up here. DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve doesn't cost anything. Adobe Premiere, I think the latest is about $50-$60. I would suggest Adobe Premiere to start out with if that's something you're looking to first edit. It's pretty straightforward. DaVinci Resolve has a lot more features to it. It is free, but there is a learning curve with it. There's a learning curve with Adobe Premiere Elements, but not as much. So, Sam Burns, welcome. So, okay, guys, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. I appreciate your bearing with me with all I got going on right now. And, say a prayer for me. I'm headed to the dentist tomorrow. I don't, normally going to the dentist is apprehensive enough, but COVID-19 right now and all that. And, I've been to the doctor several times and that's not been a problem. This is the first time I've gone to the dentist. So, say a prayer for me as I head over there tomorrow. Guys, I want you all done too. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Ted Bowman, Ed King, Jay Bird, Stephen Ewing. Thank you for being there. Guys, make sure you hit that like button on the way out. I would really appreciate that. That would help me out a great deal. Hope all of you guys have a great rest of your evening. And remember, as always, it's a great day to fly. Take care, guys.